In the beginning, the world was untouched and barren, unmoved by interactions. Then came along the player named Druxic 5235. He came upon the world with one thing in his head: make profits. He didn't know how he would, but he knew he would find a way. After trial and error, he made it all the way to success after 3 days. Not before polluting the entire world though. Then he left the world and ascended into the clouds. But he promised he would come back.
I promise to make my sequel to this later down the road.
A second coming. The time has come. Hello everybody, and welcome back. Today we continue on a journey of absolute power and wealth. Today we make clear of the world of all of its impurities and rebuild, from the simple all the way to its complex forms. We include things from the past and rebuild them in the new world. Not to mention the new ways of energy, quality of life changes, and new ways of making. Also, we acquire the secrets of energy itself, and a ton of new items and machines, and of course, a ton of confusion. So buckle up for a huge amount of information I will squish into your mind. So without further ado, let us continue. After I returned back into the world and ready to judge on what has been done in the first 3 days, I realized that I didn't like the layout of all the machines. So I did a flood to rid the world of all of its impurities. Then I said, "Let there be grass upon the dirt." And there was grass, what's more. And then I said it was good. So Alright, enough with it. Let's get serious. First thing I want to do is to make a better source of power, since in the original, my main source of power were the wind turbines. And I said it was the best energy producer, but what I didn't mention was it was only good if you were broke. So my new source of power would be something different. Okay, so during the first few times of playing, I discovered this. The modular section of Tier 2. It had something to do with diesel, but I didn't know how to get it at the time. But now I do. I know how to get them now. And if it's a generator like it says in the name, it makes power. And a good amount of energy if it wanted diesel for it. So I got to building it. And, how do I make a generator work? So, how to make a generator work? First, as the name suggests, we're gonna need diesel for this generator. So first, we're gonna place it on the controller, which by its own description, is the brain of the generator. Next is the fuel input, which you will take the little yellow thing and put this fuel input going into the controller. Next is the crankshaft, which will connect all the other components to the generator. Next is the cylinder, which gives the generator more torque. Next is the air input, which if you know anything about cars, air is needed in order for the car to use gasoline, but we're going to use diesel, so same thing. Next is the exhaust, which again, cars, need somewhere for the gas released by the chemical reaction of exploding diesel into energy and releases the CO2 into the atmosphere. And last is the diesel generator, which converts the torque into usable energy. And boom, you just made an insanely good energy farm. And it doesn't use that much diesel in order to work. And if you don't add one of the things mentioned, it will alert you that it needs said item. And this is just my design of it, but you can get a better design on it on the industrialist wiki. Basically, you just converted mechanical energy into electrical energy. Pretty cool, right? After I gained all the information from a tutorial I found, I made my first generator. And this would serve me well for many days that I played. And I found that it makes 1 mmf of energy. But wait, I just turned the machine on. How did it just make 1 mmf of energy that quickly? Could it be? Wait, no way. Oh yes, wait, past myself. It did just produce 1 mmf of energy in just a couple of milliseconds. So just to be sure of my suspicions, I connected it into a battery to see how much energy it actually produced. It filled the entire battery in a couple seconds. So I got to thinking, if this thing can produce energy with the machine I just made to make the liquid necessary to make the generator function, could that mean I could connect the energy just produced back into the machines for a continuous cycle? Turns out to be an arousing yes, it can. I have just unlocked the secret to... And I connected the energy produced into an HMVT tower, which I unlocked all the way back in day 2. Since the tower can hold a ton of energy, it has a far range on how far wires can connect to. But at first, I used this thing to connect all the machines, but I changed it into the tower later in the day. This was a huge advantage, an advancement in story, since this is significantly better than all the previous power sources from day 1 to 3 combined. So you sure bet I used this for anything and everything I could use it. The next task on my list is to redo the iron plate production. Back in the original, I made it so there was only one boiler to make steam, and distributed that steam all throughout the productions. But this time, I wanted to make it better, since I see that just doing one was a very bad idea. So this time, I made 2. Yeah, I know, revolutionary idea. But this time, instead of wind turbines to power it all, I was gonna use the newly made energy farm for the production, which I used the color blue to indicate that it was for the iron plate production. This is also where I changed from that ugly tower pole into the newly added HMVT tower to extend power lines over long distances. And after just building 4 iron plate productions, I realized something. The steam making was super ugly looking, so I got rid of the whole thing and set out to make it a lot better. For the rest of day 4, it was just me trying to figure out how to not confuse myself with these pipe directions. The reason for it being called version 1 is because I later got rid of it and made the entire thing better. And I mean, just look at this. Would you even understand this at first glance? Yeah, no. So yeah, I made this thing 2 times more confusing to look at in day 5 when I redid the entire steam making. So yeah, look forward to that. But I'll explain it, so don't get worried about it. Now, for the rest of day 4, it was just spent on building iron plate productions. And I got a plan on how I can make it better. I'm gonna make the old iron plate production, but instead of 4 of them, it's gonna be 8 and possibly more of them. So I got all the way to the 6th production and ultimately decided on leaving the rest for the next day.